my name is Leo. I'm using they, them pronouns. I'm a musician, computer nerd, and union activist, member of the IWW, which is like a radical trade union. And do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Tom. I'm a musician and artist from Birmingham, and we collaborate on this project called Queerzone 3000, which you can check out at queerzone3000.net. And essentially, it's a kind of online space / organisation.
Yeah, kind of collective.
Committed to the furthering of arts, education and technology within a kind of global queer sphere.
So this is our Q-festo, next to Q as well, not manifesto. So this is just something where you probably can't see this too well, but you can check it out on the website. It's basically kind of like our sort of founding goals and ideas. So you can also find it on GitHub if you're into that sort of thing. That's hopefully how we're going to manage it going on, which is kind of like versioning software where you can like collaborate on codes internationally, but it's just text. So let's get on it. Just change the slide again. Do it myself. So this is what we are at the moment. We've been going for like on and off for maybe like 6 months or something.
Yeah, I think we launched it in October.
Yeah, we had our launch party in October at Fierce Festival in Birmingham. Most of us live. At the moment, we have our website, queerzone3000.net. We've also got like an IRC chat room, a mailing list. We do a podcast as well. We've also started doing a lot of like archiving using a project called the Internet Archive, which is like a global resource where you can upload like anything, and it's like stored in like, it's meant to be like the sort of new, what's that library called? It's really famous, like the Alexandria Library or something. It's going to be meant to be that for the internet. So they archive the whole internet constantly. You can also upload content to that. So at the moment, that's where we're putting all our stuff. And then we're also working with a community space in Stockholm, Sweden, called Fisterhood House, who's run by a friend of ours called Felicia, who used to live in Southampton.
And we kind of, when we were starting Queerzone, if you remember, like last summer, there was kind of a point where it felt there was like a real acceleration in the closure of queer spaces, physical spaces, and I guess a kind of initial idea was trying to make a kind of tangible queer space that could be turned into a prayer.
Yeah. Using the internet. So we'll go through some of those projects really quick, and we've got one main one we'll talk about. But we've been doing this one, so I'm really into like computers and the sort of about surveillance and and the internet and how that works and how there's like the militarization of the internet by nation states and stuff. So I've been learning a lot about privacy technology. So I just made started making a guide. Only done the first part so far, which basically like kind of teach you some really basic information security stuff. So like keeping your computer up to date, like how to like enable sort of stuff that can help you. The second part is coming soon when I have time. We're going to be looking at like Tor, end-to-end encryption and all that sort of stuff, and kind of the idea is to create like queerer spaces online away from the prying eyes of the state and other bad actors. Maybe here, like, though we obviously do have like massive surveillance by GCHQ, in other countries it's a lot more important for LGBT plus people to have privacy in their communication. It can literally be like a life or death matter. So it's just a bit of a guide we've been working on. And we also do a podcast as well. We've done about 5 episodes now. This is for the latest one. We have a good chat about wrestling. And yeah, I don't know what to talk about. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I'm a big video fan. So, I mean, the podcast is quite chit-chatty. It's not super formal, just kind of us ambling.
Yeah.
Chatting shit, basically.
Yeah, we've got 5 episodes so far. We've done 2 interviews, which we'll talk about a bit later. We've also got some cool features that we've kind of been developing. New bar, where we go visit a new bar. At the moment, they're kind of all in Birmingham and like really bad small town gay bars. And we'll talk about the decor, how expensive the drinks are, talk about the dark room, all that kind of stuff. Also got dark web finds as well, which is like stuff that you can find on the dark web. I think one we did, there's a couple we've done so far. One of them was like Handsome Marketplace, which is like the new Silk Road. You can buy lots of cool stuff on there.
I thought there's a funny aspect of that is you can kind of buy all these drugs and stuff on there, and then there's like a user star rating.
Like you
So like, it really work out the etiquette of like leaving a star review when you're like on the come down.
So yeah, at the moment this is just on our website. Eventually we're going to put it on all the stuff. So yeah, we've been working with Felicia, who's got a cool space in Sweden. Haven't actually been able to go over there yet, but hopefully sometime this year. The Fist of Hoods, and they've done loads of cool events. You can find out more, and we're just helping them out with some infrastructure stuff. Because I think she'd be the first to admit that she's not like super technical. So we've been like putting all their photos online and stuff in a non Facebooky way, helping them with some like makeup. Hopefully you can help them develop their own website as well, which should be good.
I'll just say really quickly as well, we're like running through these slides, but if you go on the website, there's a project section and all the kind of info, and you can find lots of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. They've been doing some cool stuff. They've done hosted lots of events from the community. There's a Viking Bear night that they put on, which is like kind of a Viking Bear community in Scandinavia, and they can do like poetry and stuff and do some music. We also hosted there's a lot of Russian migrants as well in Sweden, especially in the LGBT plus community. So they hosted a Russian themed night as well, and lots of art as well. So a lot of artists from London went over there and did some stuff, so that's quite cool. So yeah, this is our main project. So we're going to introduce it.
So the Battle of Team House is a documentary film that follows a queer squat in Berlin just after reunification, so I think 1991.
Yeah, 1990, I think it's like.
And it's on 1990. It's on Meinerstrasse in East Berlin. And we just really liked the film.
Yeah.
It.
So yeah, it's a two-bit story. So like, yeah, I saw my friend posted it, Casper. He's not here today, but shout out. And it was just on YouTube, and it was a really bad like VHS rip of the film. And yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you can all watch it yourselves. It's pretty like it's a very emotional film, but kind of culminates in the police. I think it's like a couple of thousand police like raided this whole streets of squats, and it culminated in this big battle. It's really intense. They had tanks, helicopters. All this. They managed to hold out for a couple of days, but unfortunately had to leave. This is one specific house among many on the squat. And it's made by an American filmmaker called Juliette Shaw. The connection and how she found out about it was quite like random. I think she just like kind of happened upon this amazing little like queer fraternity. There's also some other houses and stuff. So yeah, I basically kind of decided that it needs to be like out there and available because it's a really important document for the time.
So a departure point for us for the project was to try and get it in HD and also get the rights signed off so that we could distribute it free of charge.
Yeah, so yeah, I managed to track down the director, who's now a lecturer at one of the California universities. A lot of Googling for that. And then kind of went on this long thing about, and eventually tracked down the original like copy of it, like a digital copy of it from this media company in London. So they managed to send it that, they were very helpful, and send it over. And then Juliette was pretty much just like, just put it out there. She also directs another really good film. Yeah, what's it called? Maybe I'll have a look in a minute. It's really, really good. Really recommend that one as well. Just about this sex worker couple in like sort of semi-reality, like San Francisco porn industry stuff. So yeah, I managed to track it down. We put it online, and then we
did an interview with the director, and then we also went out to Berlin and we managed to get in touch with one of the guys who's in the film.
He's the only one who has his full name in the credits. So that was a good like starting point for tracking him down, managed to find the company where he works, and sort of through that just managed to get in touch with him.
And they had us round for dinner, and we met. There was four of them from the film, and we had dinner with them, and we recorded like the discussion we had over dinner, and then we went out and partied with them. And we got some of the. Are we going to play some of the interview?
Yeah. Well, let's play some of the film first, I think. Yeah, if you want to go to the line. So I'll just drop it in.
Months with some neo-Nazis from a squad around the corner. The Queens were part of this ultra-radical scene in Berlin called the Autonomes, and they were anti-reunification. The neo-Nazis were of course very pro-reunification, so we were all expecting another big neo-Nazi attack on reunification night. The whole neighborhood had a meeting before we got there. They decided it would be okay for us to shoot in the Clinton house, but only on the condition that we wouldn't film any of the other people on the street. Of course, at that point, I couldn't understand what the big deal was.
Ich bin Helga Krenz, die ehemalige Gattin des Generalsekretärs Egon Krenz. Und ja, ich war ja nun letztes Jahr mit meinem Gatten sehr viel politisch tätig. Und aber da die DDR dann der Partner noch zusammengestürzt war, dann war ja nichts mehr zu tun. Und den ganzen Tag mit Egon im Garten zu sitzen, das war mir dann auch zu langweilig. Und ja, dann habe ich entschlossen, rufst mal deine besten Freundinnen zusammen, machst ein kleines Kaffee trinken, gibt ein kleines Cognac dabei, später auch mal Bier mit dazu. Und dann haben wir uns überlegt, was machen wir jetzt? Und ja, da fiel mir dann so spontan ein, warum nicht mal ein Haus besetzen. Und ja, dass da nicht irgendein Haus sein sollte, sondern dass da ein Haus von Schwulen sein sollte, war dann auch klar. Und ja, so kam wir zum Tundenhaus Forellenhof.
Ich wohne ja in der Gegend, dass die Gewalt auf den Straßen da auf jeden Fall mehr ist, ist klar. Und die Polizei ist ständig unterwegs, man hört ja nachts meistens Polizeisirenen oder sonst was. Hört man immer. Man hört gerade in der Mainzer Straße.
The actual battle as well, I think, is here.
Squad around the corner.
The people who are living there, they were fighting against them.
We managed to slip.
Yeah, and actually, let's take it just one more little bit, because it's a little bit like that. You just kind of get how intense. And then the second, it's actually split into two parts, and the second part of the film is kind of the aftermath of this and kind of what happens. It gets quite sad. But yeah, an amazing bunch of characters, amazing like story through citizens in the face of state violence. So we also did an interview with Juliet, and that's her now.
She's quite far.
Yeah, she's pretty far, but I'll just play it. I'll just drop in randomly, I guess. I haven't really got any small timing. It's me talking to her. It's quite embarrassing.
But I think people probably came together because they were engaged in the radical left at the time. I mean, that was the unifying principle.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense in the documentary some sort of community that's previously.
So yeah, this is us on a snowy Berlin rooftop, and we met up with them. Ended up getting really drunk, doing quite a good interview. It was quite intense, I think, for both sides. So yeah, I think we Oh, that's quite interesting to bring up as well.
No, what were you going to say?
In the documentary, there's some quite interesting like moral questions about documentary filmmaking. For example, there's sort of other fascist squads who obviously want to get all the queers, and the squatters agreed to like tell the filmmaker not to go film and interview the fascists, but like for some reason she just goes and does it, and then there was a big fallout about that. So like I obviously asked them about that, trying to be quite like want to like bring up old stuff, but it's kind of more interesting like moral questions raised in the film. You can check that. So the interview is quite good. Obviously it was like over dinner, so it's quite noisy.
It's quite a strange experience going. I guess. For the guys that we spoke to, it was very much in the past, this thing, kind of, and we just kind of wanted to speak about something that was for them like one summer. So they were quite like, I think they lots of things before that and since then that maybe for them it wasn't such a huge deal or something, or it just felt very distant to them now. But they're still like super kind of quite politically active still, and they also had lots of stories about on the Minerstrasse where they were squatting. They had their tenant house, but then also there were kind of big houses and like kind of sisterhood houses, and what were the other?
Yeah, I guess more like straight radical ones.
There's like definitely way more to dive into than we had a chance to explore that.
You might have to leave that one, you might have to check out the interview yourselves, but it's very interesting. I guess they're quite interesting. I guess like it's weird going to interview someone like a really specific part of their life, like that's quite strange, and you know they were kind of a bit like almost suspicious of us initially, maybe like why we've had our whole lives, this was like a long time ago, you know.
There's this really good line that one of them says to us at the start, and he's like, oh, so you're London guys? And we were like, yeah, and he was like, so no craft and no discipline there.
Yeah, no crush and discipline. Yeah, I don't know what's something like that anyway. We'll move on to that. So yeah, that's what we've been working on, and we kind of obviously we're autonomous, so we haven't had any funding for this, we're just doing it all out of fun. So it has like slowed down a bit of our sort of workflow, but we got some stuff coming up as well. And we recently went to a really cool event called Transcode, which was hosted like somewhere in a sort of company headquarters somewhere by Angel, which is a community-run like trans coding event. I was kind of very friends with the founder of it, called Naomi, and so hopefully I'm going to interview her soon, kind of talking about open source software and you know what's in the building up this kind of momentum in the trans community, in sort of hacker community as well.
I wanted to interview Zoe Blade, who's a trans musician from Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah.
Really cool techno.
Really synth, like lots of like really cool synths, kind of in the tradition of really good sort of trans like soundtrack composers like Wendy Carlos and stuff like that. We'll do more podcasts. We've got to do Resist Mass Flames Part 2, which is coming, I promise. Unless the NSA get reversed. And yeah, more work with Sisterhood as well. They're kind of building up a lot of momentum. We want to kind of maybe help them have their own independent sort of blog and website and stuff.
Also, we're hoping to find more people to contribute and collaborate with us. Is there any ideas? Question mark.
Yeah, maybe that's some of the questions. So yeah, just if you're interested, just you can look on the site to contact all the stuff. It's just leo@queerzone2000.net, or just speak to me. Any of us afterwards. Does anyone have any questions or anything, or anything inspired? Like ideally, we're looking for collaborators, but also looking to linking up with already existing staff who perhaps need some sort of like technical advice, or just we want to operate under the principles of like mutual aid and solidarity. So is there anything they want like needs help with, any specific issues? Like we're definitely open to sort of collaborating with and just like helping people, even with like the most mundane stuff, really. Yeah.
How have you, in the sort of staying off the sort of mainstream internet world, how have you sort of spread the word and like?
Yeah, I guess this is quite an interesting one. Basically, I hate social media, so I haven't set any of it up. But also like we tend to try and use like open source software as much as possible. So like perhaps going on we will need to like
I don't know.
have a Twitter.
So far, bringing it to physical spaces seems to work quite well. Like the launching we did with Fears Festival was really good. Also, kind of just chatting about it at various different places. There's a place called Birmingham Open Media, which is a really fantastic space in Birmingham, which we kind of do occasionally talks and stuff about, which is like a kind of tech arts community hub.
Creative hub. So yeah, I guess kind of we thought about it, and I think it's about like social media things. You put so much into it. And it's actually better just to talk to people in the end. Like the same people who are going to be interested are probably the people we're going to meet. But it is kind of, I think we're looking more for other people to write about us. Like, had a few like mentions in, I think we were in Art Monthly, we were in recently, and
they didn't tell
us. Someone just randomly found it, and then we've been in like a magazine sort of Glam Cold, stuff like that. So hoping maybe like other people can do that shit. Like we don't really want to really engage in that. It's better to just like speak to people, tell people about it. There's not really. I feel like we don't really have any like particular. I don't know. I guess because like our politics and the Nation Project, we don't really have any like goals like commercially. So we just like it just exists. Like maybe how we all exist. Like it doesn't really. We don't really have any like motives to doing it apart from just for fun.
What's the link for you between queerness and coding and open source software, I think?
Oh yes, that's been interesting. It's something I've been thinking a lot about recently. I don't really know, but I'm kind of quite into that at the moment. I'm thinking of writing an essay about the link between anarchism and free software. So I'm kind of researching for that at the moment, and obviously there is some like quite obvious stuff, and then maybe not so much. And yeah, I guess it just. I don't know, for me, I think I just like.
I think maybe something to do with like I think just like having agency over the technology you use, and I think
I think it's to do with that. I mean, like commercial companies do not like they do not do stuff for us. So what we shouldn't have to rely on any tools. So I think that's about to do that. It's about age self-determination. Like you need to own the stuff you're using, as well as just you don't want to just be like under someone's thumb. Like, I don't know. There's lots of something I'm thinking about. Like maybe that would be future stuff. Anything else?
Just when you're talking there, it might sound like an old granny now, but it's almost like you're kind of providing a squats for the internet. Like
like that.
Occupy. Maybe we should be doing some more active stuff, but we shouldn't talk about that. I guess it's also more like a cult. Like it's really hard not to fall into the sort of standard like media. Before you know it, you're like dazed and confused or something. So I guess we're looking to actually carry on some of the stuff we're already doing, but also move more into like physical events and stuff. Like we'd definitely like to maybe you can do like a club night or something. We should do a lot of DJing and stuff. So actually moving like less away from the like media template more into just like community stuff and helping people.
From what you just said, like because like they love that shit, like they're confused. For your art monthly, like they'll probably just find you and you'll. Is there anything you would actively do to be like, hey, no?
I don't really care. Like I don't really want it. I don't really care.
Just pay attention.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Just only care about that sort of media. I don't particularly like read it. So.
There's no kind of in like the stuff that's been printed. There's no conversation with us or like our voices not we're not interacting with them. Like,
just a like product having this on there, advertising on the website.
But it's been good having like, the only thing we pay for is the web hosting kind of, and then like obviously like going our business and stuff.
So the costs are quite low. It's mostly just time at the moment. We just do it out of our own pocket.
To have that freedom, I think, it's like not have to make any money.
Yeah, well, that's the dream. Anything else? Cool. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, if there's anything else you wanted to say, just chat to us.
Okay, thank
Let's hear
you.
about what you want to do.